Hello and welcome to FFDW. I'm Hal Carroll.
And I'm Jim Pereira.
And we'll be bringing you this week's 6th edition of Fantasy Football Done Weekly. First, I'd like to apologize to our viewers for missing last week's episode. Jim here came down with the swine flu.
Hey, aren't we supposed to call it the H1N1 virus per Obama?
Whatever you call it, we decided to take the week off.
Yeah, I like swine flu better anyway. It's my excuse for everything.
I do too. Well, I don't actually like the swine flu.
No, swine flu's not cool.
Swine flu bad.
Yeah, it's bad. Very bad. Makes you feel like, bad swine.
However, we did post some stardom sit-ems on our Twitter site, so hopefully you're signed up and you're following us. Second, I'd like to quickly go over our hits and misses from our last show in week 4. Our stardom and sit-em hits included most everybody. It was awesome.
Our stardom sit-em misses were virtually nobody.
Which was also awesome.
Yes, it was. In week 4, we had 15 hits, 2 misses, and 2 average plays. Not too shabby if I don't say it myself. Okay, now that we're done patting ourselves on the back, on to our Don't Be Hasty segment.
Our Don't Be Hasty player this week is Braylon Edwards, wide receiver for the New York Jets. Not the Browns, the Jets.
You went to the Jets?
Jets, Jets.
Jets.
Yeah, he was a bum in Cleveland.
Big time.
But the change of scenery seems to have done him a world of good. Mark Dirty Sanchez.
He's dirty!
Already seems to want to feed him the ball, and he looks energized in New York. Had he caught that 50-yarder in the end zone, he would have had 100-plus yards and 2 TDs. Not bad for a guy who had been with his new team for 2.5, 3 days, and who will only get better. Going forward, consider Braylon a number 2 wide receiver. Here's his next 5 games. This week, he invites the Buffalo Bills to his new home, who has given up 6 touchdowns to receivers on the year. Then he travels to Oakland to play the worst team in football. And they are the worst team in football.
They're awful.
Awful is right. But he does have one of the best corners in all the land covering him. So this game will be a real test.
We'll see.
After that, they get a rematch against the Dolphins at home. In week 9, the Jets have a bye, so he'll be on homework duty. And then he gets the second worst team against wide receivers.
Ooh. Is it the Jags?
Give that man a prize.
Bryant Johnson, wide receiver for the Detroit Lions. He's a bit of a dark horse right now, but if Stafford gets better, so will this guy. And if anything significant happens with Megatron's knee, just like a hooker, this BJ will get a ton of action. And let's face it, Calvin Johnson hasn't been the most durable guy out there. Hell, even if Calvin Johnson stays healthy, he'll benefit from man-on-man coverage. May want to pick this guy up and have on your roster for a stash and hope player. Oh, and the next 5 games are against Green Bay, St. Louis, really yummy, Seattle, so-so, Minnesota, which hasn't been that great against the pass, and Cleveland. Not too bad, I will say.
Not too bad at all. And Jim, I just wanted to mention, it might be a good idea to always have like a stash and hope type of a roster position, just because you can play the waiver wire and possibly hit that home run.
Possibly. One of my teams is all hope.
Okay, start 'em, sit 'em. Here's a few less than obvious guys we think are good starts this week, and a few good players we think are good sits. On the year, we are 32, 14, and 6, and we're getting better with every week that passes. Here's the starting players that we've chosen for this week.
David Gerard versus the Rams. The Rams are the pill that the Jags needed to get over the sickness that was a shutout in Seattle. It's like they had swine flu.
Matt Hasselbeck versus the Cardinals. Holy crap, Batman! He looks good, and he's got weapons. If he can stay on the field, he could be a monster this year. Godzilla!
Noshawn Moreno at the Chargers. Get ready for his best day as a pro. Do you smell that?
It smells like
Smells like 100+ total yards and a TD this week.
That's not team spirit. Rashard Mendenhall versus the Browns. Even if slow Willie Parker does try to come back, Mendenhall is the guy now, and Cleveland is ranked 32nd against the rush.
Oof, that bad.
Yes.
They're almost really bad.
Almost?
Well, yeah, could be worse.
No, it can't.
Oh.
There's only 32
There's only
teams.
32 teams. Crap, they're bad. Sidney Rice versus the Ravens. The Ravens should slow up AP, and once again, the Vikes will need to lean on Favre's arm. I say Rice gets it done in Week 6.
You can almost plug in Rice, Berrien, Harvin here. I'd say Rice, Harvin, Berrien in that order.
Yep, that's it.
Nate Burleson versus the Cardinals. Easy call. Burleson gets it done at home, stinks up the joint when he has to travel. He's at home this week, you do the math.
So you're saying he's going to do good this week?
2 + 2 = 4? Yeah.
Hey! Jeremy Shockey versus the Giants. I'm sure he'd like nothing more than to stick it to Tom Coughlin this week, and he's getting the looks in the passing game.
He is. Jaguars versus the Rams. The Rams have scored 34 points in 5 weeks and have been shut out twice.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and don't you think the Jags will be pissed that they got shut out last week? They're going to rock this week.
Bad. Bad Rams.
Oh, yeah.
Very bad.
Bad Rams.
Jets versus the Bills. The Jets lost a heartbreaker in Miami due to their defense, and they'll bounce back in a big way against the Bills this week.
And the Bills are not good.
They're really bad. Bills, bad.
Sit Phillip Rivers versus the Broncos. Okay. So the Broncos D is for real. They've only allowed 2 passing touchdowns this year to quarterbacks, and they've played quarterbacks to the likes of Tom Brady, Carson Palmer, and Tony Romo.
Sit Eli Manning at the Saints. The Saints have only allowed 3 TDs through the air this year, and if the Giants are going to win this one, they need to control the game with their ground attack.
Sit Jamal Lewis at the Steelers. He may get his 31 carries again, but no way he gets it done against the Steelers this week. Boy, do I feel sorry for the Browns. It looks like the Browns are rebuilding their plans to rebuild their team. Watch out for them in 2013, if we're all still alive in here.
Sit Willis McGahee at the Vikings. The Vikings have yet to allow a rushing TD, and Willis was freaking-visible last week. Where'd he go? He disappeared from my lineup.
Sit Santonio Holmes versus the Browns. For the last month, it's Ward, Wallace, and Miller who are making plays. And Holmes, well, he's still trying to figure out long division. Here's the deal. Unless it's a huge game, nationally televised, this guy loses his concentration.
Sit Terrell Owens at the Jets. Hey, Hal.
Yeah.
I just received a telegram.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Please read it.
Alright, here we go, kids. This just in. Stop. T.O.'s not getting balls thrown to him. Stop. Edwards doesn't throw it downfield. Stop. If you're still playing T.O., stop!
Sit Tony Gonzalez versus the Bears. Roddy White and Michael Turner are coming to life, which means Gonzo's production will slip.
Sit Denver D in San Diego. I know. We're saying to sit Phillip Rivers. We're also saying to sit the Denver D. Here's the deal. It's one thing beating Romo and Brady at home. It's another traveling to San Diego and shutting down the league's second best passer. Denver does not go 6-0 this week. If they do, I will literally eat these words.
I'll hold you to it.
Can I have salt and pepper on them?
Sure.
Maybe a little ranch dressing might be pretty good. Okay, we'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch our show this week. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be notified when we post new videos. Also, please remember we need to hit 200 subscriptions before giving away the Purple Jesus jersey. Keep those comments, line-up questions, any feedback that you have coming to us at show@ffdw.net. And you can also reach us on Twitter at ffdw. So make sure you follow us throughout the week. We usually post some cool fantasy football news throughout the week there.
Don't be a twit. Send us a tweet.
On that note, good luck and may your players stay healthy.
And your points be plentiful.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.